Honest J. Nowak. Coming at you live. Alright. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to some more HJN Graphix. And now, well, starting with today, we're going to be focusing on only just one episode a day for a little while. But eventually I will have to get back on with some more marathoning. So, I'm actually more than glad that I was able to cut down episodes in a lot of my series, because I now have a lot more free time to organize this stuff. And to get more time focused on this, for the most part, because I seem to be going behind occasionally. I also will have to get back to Survival of No Limits pretty soon, but until then, let's just get on with Call of Duty World War II, Episode 837. So, let's just go ahead and get it on here. I've actually gone ahead and had the extreme audacity to call this the best Call of Duty title I've ever played myself. Especially if you've looked at my top 20 best PS4 games countdown. And there actually are a lot of reasons for this. The first foremost reason would be the enormous weapon selection. Pistols, revolvers, shotguns, machine guns, rifles, all sorts of stuff. You cannot possibly argue that there's really a lot of ways that you could try and pair it together, but yet when you go out in all cases, you probably won't end up with anything too good. World War II actually has a whole different feel when it comes to its weapon selection and variety. You have all sorts of things going over here. The trench gun, the grease gun, the Kar 98K, and who could ever forget the Lewis? I tell you. Such a big weapon selection, a lot of variety to choose from, and who could ever forget there are a lot of impressive gimmicks that actually were historically accurate. Like the all-famous rifle rounds to be used in shotguns. And I tell you, probably the best one I could have ever potentially discovered in a Call of Duty game was a rifle grenade. Yeah, attach a grenade to the barrel of an assault rifle and boom, all the way it goes and potentially blows something up. Man, like all the stuff that they could potentially put down there relating to history itself, the way that it had been taught throughout the 1940s, like who would have thought they would actually go above and beyond? Treyarch has really been quite an unbelievable, untouchable standpoint. A phenomenon unlike anything else we've ever had the chance to look up to. And that's really saying a lot. But we also got to take a look at the multiplayer mode, the campaign mode, zombies mode. Man, World War II zombies? Why not? I mean, it's been done a lot of times before then, especially in the Black Ops series. Of course, we'll never forget the Kino der Toten map from Black Ops 1, which is probably the best remembered of all the maps found in the Black Ops series. And Black Ops was in fact responsible for bringing zombies to life in the Call of Duty series. Even though World at War had done it first, Black Ops was really the one that outshined when it comes to zombie games. FPS games relating to zombie apocalypse scenarios. And in this particular case, World War II does deliver on that exact sort of thing. And I'm proud to say that there's really a lot more to potentially discover in this title compared to many others that have zombie modes or multiplayer modes. Of course, we cannot forget the campaign mode. It's not necessarily like most other World War II games, where they seem to be based off of plenty of other real-life scenarios. Although a lot of key events that had taken place, including the Battle of the Bulge, the invasion of Normandy, France, and, well, the eventual defeat of Hitler, even though that was not necessarily present in the game, but it was at least highlighted during the credits, pretty much. So, The developers clearly knew about how World War II worked and how it came to be, and more importantly, what it had managed to accomplish on the basis of military forces and a lot of heroic aptitude. And I tell you, when you have a game that has that much loyalty to real-life historical events in the 1940s that have killed tens of millions of people at the time and have really shaken up the world, then you really know you're doing something just right. Call of Duty World War II is something that many people might not seem to savor as much as maybe most of the other games. But darn it, don't you see? That's just what the amazing style of this is. That's just what part of it is, really. The gameplay, the accuracy relating to history itself, the kind of variety that you get to select with actual weapons that have been used at the time. I mean, how could you even go wrong with any of that? This was a particular case where you have the developers whom are tasked with creating a game as authentic as possible, and this is what they give us. They give us something that they've really spent a lot of time working on, and more importantly, they don't cease to amaze us. Every single year we happen to get something different. But yet, not all of their games are ones to be favored. Infinite Warfare is sure to be probably the least of all the ones that we've gotten so far. As for the best, well, this is pretty much it. This is what I've seen to be the best of the best that we've gotten so far. Multiplayer, zombies, campaign mode, everything I've managed to play on it. And yet, I almost feel like I could find out a whole lot more about it if I were to continue playing it. But unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. Not by any means. But yet, when you really think about it though, I will say that to be fair, all the Black Ops games are impressive by any means. Maybe not 4. I mean, 4 was really a letdown for all of us. But all the other 4 are pretty much what you'd expect to be good Call of Duty titles. As for everything else, well, I suppose that there are some hits, some misses, some in between. But World War II is so far at the highest point that I could have ever found out about. I could have possibly gone even further, but you know what? In the future, we'll probably see what else we have in stores. Vanguard, unfortunately, might not be on my queue. So, unfortunately for those who are probably thinking that I might play it for GWK content, then well, maybe think twice. So, I'm a real busy person at this point, not just with all this, but with a ton of other things too. So with that in mind, that's all I'm going to be doing for right now, but if you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.